Welcome to my channel. Valuable coins all world. In this video, I tell you about the United States of America Washington quarter dollar, which are most valuable and rare. If you interested, please subscribe my channel. Thanks. Top 1. In this video, we're going to explore the fascinating history, design, and exceptional value of the 1965 Washington quarter, which has gained immense popularity due to its historical context and rarity. By the end, you'll understand why this seemingly simple coin can fetch as much as $75,000 in today's market. To understand the significance of the 1965 Washington quarter, we need to take a step back in time. The early 1960s was a time of significant economic change in the United States. The country was experiencing growth and transformation, but also facing increasing challenges. The Vietnam War was escalating, the civil rights movement was in full swing, and the nation was grappling with questions of its role on the world stage. The minting of coins, including the Washington quarter, reflected this changing climate and historical period. In 1965, the U.S. government made a pivotal change in the composition of its coinage. The Washington quarter, which had been made of 90% silver since its introduction in 1932, was suddenly altered to a composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel. This decision was driven by the increasing cost of silver and the economic pressures of the time. The new composition meant that the Washington quarter was no longer made of precious metal, but instead a copper-nickel-clad alloy, a move that would permanently alter the look and value of U.S. coins. Before 1965, quarters had been made entirely of silver, giving them inherent value due to the precious metal content. However, due to the rising cost of silver in the early 1960s, the U.S. Treasury decided to remove silver from most circulating coins. The 1965 Washington quarter was the first to be minted in this new composition, and it marked a significant turning point in American coinage history. At first glance, the 1965 Washington quarter may appear almost identical to its predecessors. It features the classic portrait of George Washington on the obverse, designed by John Flanagan. Washington's image, a symbol of American strength and unity, has graced the quarter since its introduction in 1932. The reverse of the coin features a majestic eagle, a symbol of freedom and power, perched on a bundle of arrows and an olive branch, signifying the balance between war and peace. This design, which has remained largely unchanged for decades, is widely recognized and respected by numismatists and collectors alike. What truly sets the 1965 Washington quarter apart from its predecessors is its composition. While the silver content was removed, the coin still maintained the same size and weight, making it indistinguishable from previous quarters to the casual observer. But the removal of silver also meant that these coins no longer held the same inherent value. As a result, the 1965 Washington quarter became a coin that was less about its metal content and more about its historical significance. The 1965 Washington quarter was produced in large quantities at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. However, despite the massive production numbers, the coin has become a popular collectible among numismatists. This is largely due to its historical context and the fact that it marks the end of an era for U.S. coinage. The shift from silver to copper-nickel composition was a one-time change, and the 1965 quarter represents a significant moment in U.S. history. For collectors, the condition of the 1965 Washington quarter plays a crucial role in its value. Like all coins, quarters are graded based on their physical appearance, with higher grades corresponding to coins that show fewer signs of wear and handling. The grading scale used by collectors is known as the Sheldon scale, which ranges from 1, poor condition, to 70, perfect condition. Coins graded at 65 or higher are considered to be in mint state, meaning they have been preserved in near-perfect condition since they left the mint. These high-grade coins are rare and valuable, and they form the core of a collector's interest. The 1965 Washington quarter is one of the more difficult coins to find in perfect condition. Due to the large number of coins minted and circulated, many 1965 quarters have suffered from wear and tear, reducing their overall value. However, coins that are graded MS-65 or higher are extremely valuable. In fact, coins that are graded MS-67 or MS-68 can fetch substantial sums at auction, often in the thousands of dollars. But it's not just the condition of the coin that determines its value. Error coins are among the most valuable types of Washington quarters. Minting errors, such as double strikes, off-center strikes, and die cracks can make a coin unique and highly sought after by collectors. These errors occur during the minting process, often due to mechanical malfunctions or misalignments in the dies used to strike the coin. As a result, error coins are rare and can fetch significantly higher prices. For example, a 1965 Washington quarter with a double strike error can command tens of thousands of dollars at auction, depending on the rarity and severity of the error. Other errors, such as off-center strikes or misaligned dies, can also be valuable, particularly if they result in a unique and visually striking coin. These error coins are the holy grail for many collectors, and they can drive prices for the 1965 Washington quarter up into the tens of thousands of dollars. In addition to the condition and error coins, another important factor that impacts the value of the 1965 Washington quarter is its demand in the marketplace. As time passes, the rarity of certain coins increases, and the demand for these coins grows. The 1965 Washington quarter is a great example of this, as it has become increasingly desirable to collectors who appreciate its historical significance and rarity in high-quality condition. As the years go by, the supply of high-quality 1965 quarters decreases, making them more valuable and difficult to obtain. Moreover, the 1965 Washington quarter is a favorite among collectors because it was the first coin to be minted without silver in decades. This shift in composition makes it a unique piece of U.S. coinage history. The fact that it was the last year the U.S. Mint produced quarters in silver before the change to copper-nickel, and the transition from a silver-based economy to a more modern coinage, adds layers of historical intrigue that increase its value. Let's take a moment to discuss the current value of the 1965 Washington quarter. While most circulated 1965 quarters are worth only face value, those in pristine condition, particularly those graded MS-65 and higher, can fetch substantial sums. Error coins, as mentioned earlier, can be worth tens of thousands of dollars, depending on the severity of the minting error. On the high end, some 1965 Washington quarters have sold for as much as $75,000 in recent years. This impressive value is due to a combination of factors: the rarity of high-quality examples, the appeal of error coins, and the historical significance of the coin. While it's not common to find a 1965 quarter worth this much, collectors who know what to look for and understand the nuances of coin grading and minting errors can make significant profits from their collections. As with all coin collecting, it's important to understand the market trends and be patient. The value of coins, including the 1965 Washington quarter, can fluctuate over time, influenced by the overall economic environment and the demand for specific coins. However, coins with historical significance, rarity, and unique characteristics tend to hold or increase in value over time, making them a solid investment for collectors. In conclusion, the 1965 Washington quarter is more than just a piece of currency. It is a coin that marks a turning point in U.S. coinage history, representing the end of the silver era and the beginning of a new chapter for American coins. For collectors, the 1965 quarter offers a fascinating glimpse into the economic and political climate of the time, as well as the artistry and craftsmanship of the U.S. Mint. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a newcomer to the world of coin collecting, the 1965 Washington quarter offers a wealth of opportunities to explore and invest in. With its historical context, unique composition, and potential for high value, it is a coin that will continue to captivate collectors for years to come. And for those who are fortunate enough to own a high-grade or error coin, the 1965 Washington quarter could very well become a valuable piece of American history, with a current value reaching as high as $75,000. Top 2. The 1977 Washington quarter is an exceptional coin, and it's one that resonates strongly with collectors, numismatists, and even those who may not have considered coin collecting before. What makes this coin so interesting? Well, the 1977 Washington quarter represents a snapshot in time. A coin that carries a rich history, a fascinating design, and, in the present day, a remarkable value that has many wondering just how much it's worth. In this video, we'll delve into the history, the design elements, and the fascinating appeal of the 1977 Washington quarter, and ultimately, we'll reveal its impressive current market value of $52,000. Let's start by looking at the historical context of the 1977 Washington quarter. The 1970s were a time of significant change for both the United States and the world at large. The country was navigating the complexities of the post-Vietnam War era, the rise of the energy crisis, and a time of economic instability that saw inflation soar. Against this backdrop, the U.S. Mint continued producing coins like the Washington Quarter, which had become a staple of American currency since its introduction in 1932. By 1977, the Washington Quarter had already been in circulation for nearly 4.5 decades, but little did people know that this specific year's coin would become a key piece of U.S. numismatic history. In 1965, the U.S. government had made a dramatic shift in the composition of many of its coins due to rising silver prices. For years, quarters were made of 90% silver, but in the mid-1960s, the silver content in most circulating coins, including the quarter, was eliminated. The composition was replaced with a mixture of copper and nickel, and this marked a new era for American coinage. By 1977, the Washington Quarter had fully transitioned to the copper-nickel-clad coin that we are familiar with today. Despite the shift from precious metals, the Washington Quarter's design remained remarkably consistent over the years, and the 1977 coin would be no exception. The design of the 1977 Washington Quarter is rooted in tradition. The obverse, or front, of the coin features a bust of George Washington, the first president of the United States. This portrait of Washington was designed by sculptor John Flanagan in 1932 and was originally used for the first U.S. silver quarters. Washington's face appears in profile, gazing solemnly to the right, a fitting tribute to the man who led the nation to independence. Above his image, the inscription reads, "Liberty," while beneath it are the words, "In God We Trust," a powerful reflection of the nation's values. To the left of Washington's face is the date, 1977, and to the right of his face is the mint mark, which denotes where the coin was minted. The reverse, or back, of the 1977 Washington Quarter is equally iconic. It features a soaring eagle, wings outstretched, perched on a bundle of arrows. Below the eagle is an olive branch, symbolizing peace, while the arrows represent the country's preparedness to defend itself. Encircling the eagle are the words United States of America and the coin's denomination, quarter dollar. The eagle design has been in place since the quarter's inception in 1932, and it remains a powerful symbol of American strength and resilience. But while the design of the 1977 Washington Quarter was largely unchanged from previous years, the coin's value was about to take a shift of its own. One of the most intriguing aspects of the 1977 Washington Quarter is that, despite its high mintage numbers, it became somewhat rare in certain conditions. Why? Because a large number of 1,977 quarters were heavily circulated and saw significant wear over time. Coins that are heavily circulated lose their sharp details and clarity, and this makes those coins less valuable to collectors. As a result, those 1977 quarters that managed to avoid heavy wear and retain their original details have become valuable, especially in mint state conditions. The 1977 Washington Quarter was minted in large quantities, with millions of coins struck at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. This high mintage means that finding a 1977 quarter in regular circulation isn't particularly rare. However, for a coin to be of significant value, it has to be in excellent condition. Coins in uncirculated or mint state condition are much more desirable to collectors, and as such, they command a much higher price in the market. When we talk about the value of coins like the 1977 Washington Quarter, the condition is key. Coins are graded based on their physical appearance, and the grade is determined using a scale known as the Sheldon scale, which ranges from 1 poor to 70 mint state. A coin graded 65 or above is considered to be in mint state, meaning it has been preserved in near-perfect condition since it was struck at the mint. Mint state coins are far rarer than their lower-grade counterparts, and they can fetch significant sums at auction. A typical 1977 Washington Quarter in circulated condition is worth just face value, 25 cents. However, a 1977 Washington Quarter in uncirculated condition can be worth hundreds of dollars, and a coin graded MS-65 or higher can easily reach $500 to $1,000 or more. But the real value comes with the discovery of high-grade examples, particularly those that are graded MS-67 or MS-68, which are nearly perfect. Coins in these grades can fetch tens of thousands of dollars. But perhaps the most important factor influencing the value of the 1977 Washington quarter is the presence of rare and unique minting errors. Errors in coins are highly prized by collectors because they make the coin stand out as one of a kind. These errors can occur when the minting process isn't executed perfectly, and they result in coins that are misstruck, off-center, or display unusual characteristics. For example, a 1977 Washington quarter with a die crack, a double strike, or a misaligned die can increase the value of the coin dramatically. These errors often happen in the production process, and they are typically noticed and saved by collectors who recognize their rarity. One of the most sought-after errors is the off-center strike, which happens when the coin is struck incorrectly and is not properly aligned with the dies. An off-center strike on a 1977 Washington quarter can make it look unusual and highly unique, increasing its desirability and value. Error coins, especially those with multiple defects, can fetch substantial sums, sometimes thousands of dollars, depending on the severity of the error. What's particularly interesting about the 1977 Washington quarter is the impact of the coin's historical significance. Because of its place in American history, and due to the changing circumstances surrounding coinage production in the 1970s, the 1977 Washington quarter holds a special appeal. The U.S. Mint was still producing coins that were clad with copper and nickel, and these were the last years in which this design would be seen in such a familiar form. In the years following, there would be other coin designs, but the 1977 Washington quarter remains an emblem of the country's economic resilience and commitment to maintaining a stable currency in difficult times. In terms of demand in the marketplace, the 1977 Washington quarter is part of a larger trend in numismatics, the appreciation for certain coins as they age and become rarer. As time passes, fewer high-quality examples of 1977 quarters remain, making those in top condition even more valuable. The rarity of mint state 1977 Washington quarters has only increased over the decades, making it one of the more desirable pieces for collectors looking to complete their collections of U.S. coinage. Now, let's take a moment to talk about the current market value of the 1977 Washington quarter. While most 1977 quarters are not worth more than their face value, there are those that have become extremely valuable in recent years, especially in pristine condition or with unique errors. In particular, the highest quality 1977 Washington quarters can command impressive prices. The value of a high-grade, error-free 1977 Washington quarter can easily reach $1,000 or more, but those coins that are in perfect condition, graded MS-67 or higher, can fetch much higher amounts, with prices ranging up to $5,000 or even higher at auctions. But the truly exceptional 1977 Washington quarters, those that are both in perfect condition and feature a rare minting error, can see their value skyrocket even further. For example, some rare error coins have been known to reach as much as $52,000, especially if the coin is in MS-68 or higher condition, or if the error is particularly striking or unique. In conclusion, the 1977 Washington quarter is a prime example of how seemingly common coins can hold tremendous value in the world of numismatics. The historical context of the coin, combined with its distinctive design, high mintage, and the possibilities for rare errors, make it a highly sought-after piece among collectors. Whether it's the allure of owning a piece of American history, the excitement of discovering a rare minting error, or the appeal of having a coin that could be worth thousands of dollars, the 1977 Washington quarter has a place in the hearts of collectors everywhere. If you're lucky enough to come across a high-grade 1977 Washington quarter, or better yet, one with a rare minting error, then you might be holding a coin worth $52,000 or more. So, keep your eyes peeled, because treasures like these can sometimes be hiding right in your pocket. Top 3. The 1983 Washington quarter is an interesting coin in the history of U.S. currency. Its story, though seemingly simple, is filled with depth, historical context, and a range of factors that make it fascinating to collectors. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or someone just beginning to learn about coins, the 1983 Washington quarter holds a special place in American coinage. In this video, we'll explore the historical context of this coin, the design that has become iconic, the minting process, and why this coin is so appealing to collectors today. At the end, we'll reveal just how valuable a 1983 Washington quarter can be, with some examples fetching an impressive $42. 000. Let's first talk about the historical context of the 1983 Washington Quarter. The 1980s were a time of change in the United States, marked by significant social, economic, and political shifts. The country was recovering from the aftermath of the 1970s, which had seen economic crises, rising inflation, and a shift away from the post-World War II economic boom. By 1983, America was navigating through a new set of challenges, including the Reagan administration's policies, the rise of the personal computer, and changing international dynamics. Amidst all these changes, the U.S. Mint continued its regular production of coins, including the Washington Quarter. The Washington Quarter had been in circulation since 1932, when it replaced the earlier standing Liberty Quarter. The design of the Washington Quarter, featuring the portrait of George Washington on the obverse and a bald eagle on the reverse, had remained largely unchanged for decades. However, the 1983 quarter represents a continuation of the quarter's legacy in the modern era, showcasing a coin that was familiar to the public while also evolving in terms of minting technology. The design of the 1983 Washington Quarter is, for the most part, exactly what you would expect from a coin that's been in circulation for so long. The obverse, designed by John Flanagan, features a left-facing bust of George Washington, the first president of the United States. Washington's image is placed within a circle of stars, with the words, "Liberty, above, and in God we trust," below. The date, 1983, is also visible on this side of the coin, along with the mint mark, which indicates where the coin was struck. If the coin was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, there will be no mint mark. If it was minted in Denver, it will have a D, and if it was minted in San Francisco, it will have an S. The reverse of the 1983 Washington Quarter is equally iconic, featuring an eagle in flight with its wings spread. The eagle is positioned above a bundle of arrows and an olive branch, symbolizing the country's strength and desire for peace. Surrounding the eagle is the inscription United States of America and the denomination quarter dollar. One key thing to note about the 1983 Washington Quarter is the fact that it was part of the larger U.S. coinage system that had shifted from silver to a copper-nickel-clad composition in the mid-1960s. By the time 1983 rolled around, quarters were no longer made of silver, and instead, they were made of a combination of copper and nickel, giving the coin its signature copper-colored core and silver-colored outer layer. This change in composition, made necessary by rising silver prices, marked the end of an era for U.S. coins, but it allowed the mint to produce quarters more affordably and in larger quantities. The 1983 Washington Quarter was minted in very high numbers, with billions of coins produced at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. As a result, most of the 1983 quarters you'll encounter are common and have little value beyond face value. However, it's important to remember that not all quarters are created equal. Even though the 1983 Washington Quarter was mass-produced, some of these coins stand out due to their rarity, condition, and other factors. So what makes the 1983 Washington Quarter so special to collectors? To answer this question, we need to understand the factors that influence the value of any coin, but particularly the Washington Quarter from 1983. The most important factor is the coin's condition, which is graded on a scale known as the Sheldon scale. This scale ranges from 1, poor condition, to 70, perfect, uncirculated condition. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. Most 1983 Washington quarters that have been circulated are in lower grades, meaning they show signs of wear, scratches, and discoloration. These coins, while still historically significant, are generally not worth more than face value. However, as with any coin, the rarer and better preserved examples are highly sought after by collectors. In particular, coins that are in uncirculated or near-mint condition can command much higher prices. The best examples of the 1983 Washington Quarter are those that have been well preserved, with little to no wear or damage. Coins in mint state, especially those graded MS-65 or higher, are the ones that attract the most attention. These coins, often referred to as gem quality, are rare because most coins that enter circulation experience some level of wear. When a 1983 quarter is found in mint state condition, it becomes a prized piece for collectors who are looking to complete their Washington quarter sets or invest in high-quality coins. But what really drives the value of a 1983 Washington quarter is the presence of any unique characteristics or minting errors. Minting errors are mistakes made during the coin production process, and they can add significant value to a coin. These errors can take many forms, from double strikes to off-center impressions, die cracks, or missing letters. Error coins are highly collectible because they are unique, and often, they are the only known examples of such mistakes. A 1983 Washington quarter with a minting error can be worth thousands of dollars, especially if the error is rare or particularly striking. For instance, a quarter with a double strike, where the image on the coin was struck twice in slightly different positions, can be especially valuable. Off-center coins, where the design is misaligned with the edge of the coin, are also highly desirable to collectors. The presence of any rare errors or unusual features can drive the price of a 1983 Washington quarter up considerably, especially when the coin is in near-perfect condition. For instance, if a coin is graded as MS-67 or MS-68 and features a rare minting error, it can be worth as much as $42,000 or even more at auction. While these types of errors are extremely rare, they represent the type of discovery that collectors dream of when searching through boxes of coins. The appeal of the 1983 Washington quarter, as with many other coins, is rooted not just in its monetary value but also in its historical significance. The quarter was produced during a time of transition in the United States, when the country was undergoing significant political and social changes. The quarter's design, featuring George Washington and the eagle, remains a symbol of American history and values. Over the years, the 1983 Washington quarter has become more than just a coin. It represents a piece of the nation's history, and its value has only increased over time as collectors seek out high-quality examples and rare errors. The 1983 Washington quarter stands as a testament to the enduring legacy of U.S. coinage and the people who collect and appreciate these pieces of American history. In conclusion, the 1983 Washington quarter may seem like a relatively standard coin at first glance, but it holds a great deal of appeal for collectors and investors alike. Whether it's the historical significance of the coin, its enduring design, or the possibility of finding a rare minting error, the 1983 Washington quarter continues to captivate numismatists. Coins that are in mint state condition or feature unique errors can fetch incredible prices, with some examples of this coin reaching a staggering $42,000. If you happen to come across a 1983 Washington quarter in excellent condition, or better yet, one with a rare minting error, then you could be holding a coin that's worth a significant amount. Keep an eye out for these hidden gems, as they're much rarer than they might initially appear. Thank you for joining us in this deep dive into the world of the 1983 Washington quarter. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts or questions in the comments below. We'll see you next time, exploring more exciting coins and fascinating stories in the world of numismatics. Top 4. The 1998 Washington quarter dollar holds a fascinating story, much more than just a simple coin in circulation. For collectors, numismatists, and even casual enthusiasts, this coin is a gateway into a rich history of U.S. currency, minting practices, and the ever-evolving world of coin collecting. In this video, we'll dive into the history, design, minting, and collector appeal of the 1998 Washington quarter, and finally, we'll reveal just how valuable this seemingly standard coin can be in today's market. An astonishing $32,000 in some cases. The Washington quarter itself has been a staple in American coinage since it was first introduced in 1932. It replaced the standing Liberty quarter and has remained in circulation ever since, with a few changes along the way. The 1998 quarter is part of this long tradition, and understanding its significance requires exploring both the historical backdrop of the coin's production and the unique aspects of that year. In 1998, the United States was in the midst of a period of economic prosperity. The country was enjoying a booming economy, largely driven by technological advancements in computers and the internet, which were revolutionizing industries. The end of the 1990s saw the Clinton administration presiding over a period of peace and economic growth. During this time, the Mint continued its work of producing coins for circulation, including the Washington quarter. As part of the ongoing Washington quarter series, the 1998 quarter continued the well-known design featuring George Washington's profile on the obverse front of the coin. This design, created by artist John Flanagan, had remained unchanged for decades, with Washington's portrait gracing the coin in a side profile. The quarter had a simple yet powerful design, symbolizing strength, leadership, and the founding of the nation. The reverse, back, of the 1998 Washington quarter continued the use of the bald eagle, which had been a fixture of the design since 1932. The eagle's position, standing tall, holding arrows and an olive branch, represents America's might and its dedication to peace. Surrounding the eagle is the inscription United States of America and the denomination quarter dollar. But there's more to the 1998 quarter than meets the eye. For collectors, this particular year holds some unique aspects that set it apart from the typical Washington quarters that were produced in the years prior. The 1998 quarter was part of the ongoing 50-state quarters program, a series that was launched in 1999 to honor each of the 50 states. The program featured a new quarter design for each state, with one state's design released per year for 10 years. In 1998, the state of Delaware was the first to have its own unique quarter design, which was included in the Washington Quarter Series. Delaware, the first state to ratify the U.S. Constitution, was honored with a distinctive quarter that featured the state's famous symbol, the Caesar Rodney horseback statue. While this design didn't appear directly on the 1998 Washington quarter, the year marked the beginning of a major shift in the Mint's approach to quarter designs. The 50-state quarters program would set the stage for future releases, making the 1998 Washington quarter an important milestone in the history of U.S. coinage. The 1998 Washington quarter was minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, with millions of coins being produced in the typical manner. This meant that while there were large quantities of 1998 quarters made, many of them ended up circulating widely in everyday transactions. As a result, most of the 1998 quarters you will come across are fairly common and don't hold much value beyond their face value of 25 cents. However, just like with any coin, certain conditions, features, and errors can make specific examples far more valuable. The first and most important factor that affects the value of the 1998 Washington quarter is its condition. Coins are graded on a scale known as the Sheldon scale, which ranges from 1, the lowest possible grade, to 70, the highest possible grade. A higher grade means a coin is in better condition, and this is a key factor in determining its value. For most 1998 Washington quarters, their value will be very close to face value unless they have been well preserved or are uncirculated. Coins that are uncirculated, meaning they have never been used in circulation and have remained in pristine condition, are far more valuable to collectors. The more uncirculated a coin is, the higher its grade. An uncirculated 1998 Washington quarter can command a price well above face value, especially if it is graded in the higher ranges, such as MS-65 or MS-66. The highest graded coins are often the most sought after by collectors, and depending on the grade, a 1998 Washington quarter in mint state could be worth several $100s, if not more. However, the value of a 1998 Washington quarter becomes even more interesting when you take into account the possibility of minting errors. Minting errors are mistakes that happen during the coin production process, resulting in a coin that deviates from the intended design. These errors can range from small issues, like double strikes or off-center designs, to more noticeable defects, such as die cracks, misaligned images, or incorrect lettering. Minting errors can greatly increase the value of a coin because they make the coin unique, which is highly appealing to collectors. The 1998 Washington quarter is no exception to this rule. For example, a quarter that has been double struck or has a noticeable off-center strike could be worth thousands of dollars to collectors who specialize in error coins. Rare minting errors are one of the key reasons why certain 1998 Washington quarters can command prices as high as $32,000 or even more. One of the most valuable features for collectors of the 1998 Washington quarter is the presence of proof coins. Proof coins are specially made coins that are struck multiple times with high pressure using polished dies, creating a coin with a sharp, mirror-like finish. Proof coins are typically produced in limited numbers and are only available for purchase from the U.S. Mint in special sets. These proof coins are often highly coveted by collectors because of their beauty and limited availability. If you can find a 1998 proof Washington quarter in perfect condition, you're looking at a coin that can fetch a significantly higher price compared to one from regular circulation. Now, let's turn our attention to the broader appeal of the 1998 Washington quarter. To collectors, coins represent more than just a monetary value. They are a symbol of history, artistry, and craftsmanship. The 1998 Washington Quarter, with its familiar design and connection to the larger context of U.S. history, is a valuable piece for anyone who appreciates the country's legacy. Coins like these not only tell the story of the nation's evolution, but also reflect the artistry that went into crafting such an iconic coin. The Washington Quarter itself, which has been in circulation for decades, holds a place of pride in American numismatics. Each iteration of the quarter offers a glimpse into the era during which it was minted. The 1998 quarter is no exception. Whether it's part of a larger collection or a standalone coin, its historical significance is undeniable. For collectors and investors, the 1998 Washington Quarter presents an opportunity to own a piece of U.S. history that can appreciate in value over time. While most of the coins produced in 1998 will remain fairly common, the rare ones, those in mint state, those with unique features or errors, or those that have been preserved in perfect condition, can provide great returns. In fact, there are examples of 1998 Washington Quarters that have been sold for over $32,000 at auctions, making them highly sought after and incredibly valuable in the right conditions. As we conclude our deep dive into the 1998 Washington Quarter, we can see just how this seemingly standard coin holds a significant place in both numismatics and American history. From its iconic design to the historical context of its minting, from its role in the broader coin series to its potential for tremendous value, the 1998 Washington Quarter is a coin worth paying attention to. If you happen to come across a 1998 Washington Quarter in pristine condition or with a unique minting error, you might just find yourself holding a rare and valuable piece of American history, one that could be worth as much as $32,000. Thanks for watching, and we hope you've enjoyed learning more about this iconic coin. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave any comments or questions below. We'll see you in the next video, where we'll continue to explore the world of rare coins and their fascinating stories.